Hey guys, welcome to another Blender tutorial, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this beach scene. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go into a new general file, you're going to click Shift A, sorry, and then add a plane, subdivide it, and I'd say about 30 to 35 cuts. Once you do that, you're going to go to your modifier tab, add a displace modifier, hit new, hit clouds, put up the size just a little bit to flatten it all out. Just go to wherever seems right to you. Then go back to modifier tab and then change it so the strength isn't so high. To do that, add a subdivision surface modifier just to smooth everything out so you don't see all the little bumps from the subdivide. Now for the beach ball, you're going to want to add in a UV sphere, subdivide it, and then bring the cut up to 1, and then bring the smoothness up to 1. And to give it the colors, what you're going to want to do is hit Alt Shift, so just to get this, you're going to want to hit Alt Shift whenever you click. So it does a loop select, so it selects all of those like that. If you mess up and do that, just hit Control Z and then go back to Alt Shift and then keep going. So what you're gonna have is that first white material, and then have as many other materials as you want, and then click. And when you get that, and you click Alt Shift, and once they're all selected, you click Apply. Once you have your beach ball placed where you want it to be, it's probably best to add a camera and then position your viewport the way you want the camera to be facing. So go ahead and just move your camera how you want it to look and make sure it looks how you want it to be. If you need to move objects to get the other objects out of the way, that's fine. Just move it however much you want it to be. So next we're going to add a cylinder. Bring the radius down. If you mess up and click out of it, it's fine. Just scale it down and then scale it along the Z-axis. So you can see, as you can see, I messed up here a little bit because it's not too great. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a UV sphere, and then you're gonna select the ones that you want. Sorry. You're gonna go into X-ray view so you can select all of the faces instead of just the first half that you can see. Then just delete those, and then you can turn X-ray off. So you can position it up back over there. As you can see, I kind of messed up with the cylinder, so I had to scale that down a little bit just to make it so it kind of looks right. So I had to scale that down so it's a little thinner, and then I scaled along the Z-axis back up. So then move it down to position it in the right place. You can use the arrow keys to get it a bit more precise, and then add a subdivision surface a solidify modifier to solidify it. And then use a subdivision surface modifier just to get out all of the squares. And the same thing for the beach ball. You can have as many colors as you want. Use Alt Shift to do a loop select, and then apply the color once you get it. So once you get it in the scene, you can rotate it a bit so you can kind of see the underside of it, and then position your camera back to the way you want it to look. So to get the background image, I use this website called Unsplash. What you can do is you can go here, and this is all basically free pictures you can use for your background. What you're going to want to do is search beach, and then you can go, or really you can just do any picture you want, but I suggest beach so you kind of get a bit of the beach look for the sky. And if you want the water in it, if you want a picture of water in it, that might be a little better. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you go to preferences and turn on images as planes. If it is unchecked, make sure that you turn it on. So this way you can now add in an image, images planes, and then go wherever it is in your computer, find it, and then what you kind of want to do is click emit. Make sure that you click emit, so that way you don't have to put a light on it and it just doesn't look wrong. So then rotate it however you need it to rotate, just to face the camera, and then scale it up and move it back. And I moved it up so you could see a bit of the water, just to make it look a little better. Then I moved it so it wasn't so you don't see all the sand either. So it's just the water. Right. Then add in a HDRI. A good website is HDRI Haven. I'll put the link in the description. And I use this one called Flower Roads. It has a pretty good texture for clear skies. So, and then that gives you all the shading you really need. For the beach ball, make sure that the roughness is all the way down so that way you can see the sun reflecting in the corner. So, what you're going to want to do is make sure Node Wrangler add-on is on, and then turn it so you can see the sun in the reflection of the beach ball. And for the texture for the sand, what you're going to do is go back to Object, click New, and then add a bump node, and then plug that into the normal there at the bottom. Add a color ramp, and then plug that into the base color, and then you're going to want to get a noise texture to plug into the color ramp. And if you have Node Wrangler add-on on, make sure that you have that on so it's a little easier to add in those objects. So you're just going to click it and then click Control T, so that way you can move, so it kind of applies it to the object. So bring up the scale quite a bit, so the sand kind of has a little divots in it. And then to get the sand color right, what I did is I had the hex color. You can use whatever hex color you want, but I'd recommend looking it up. Just use whatever sand color you think is best for you, but have one darker than the other one. I have the one on the left darker than the other one, so you can kind of see all the divots in the sand. So move everything so you can kind of see all the divots. If you need to bring the scale down, that's probably a good thing to do if it doesn't look correct. So for the chair, I use a website called Thingiverse. So I went to Thingiverse and I searched lawn chair, and I used the first one called Iconic Lawn Chair, or Iconic Rocking Lawn Chair. And then I took the frame of that and then joined it all together, put a plane on the back, and then did a checker deselect to get the color blue in a checker pattern. So I didn't have to just select every single one. You need to go to select and then hit checker. Make sure you subdivide it if you want to do that. So that's it for that. What you're going to want to do is make sure ambient occlusion and screen space reflection is on, or refraction, and then make sure it is FFmpeg, and then in encoding, you're going to want to change from Atrasta to MP4, and make it NH265, and then make it perceptually lossless for that. And if you notice how in the render I accidentally left the sand a little glossy, so to do that, bring the roughness up all the way, and that'll get rid of all of the reflections. So there you have your beach scene. You can do whatever you want with it. Post it to your Instagram, print it off, make a poster out of it, whatever. And that's the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see all my other renders, you can go to my Instagram at Razorbeam, or you can follow me on Twitch. Every other day I will be doing Blender videos or streams. And then you can follow my Discord, where I will be saying wherever I go live, or just chat with Blender or games or whatever. And thank you all for watching, and have a great day.